With all that pain tonight, we wanted to take a closer look at South Korea because it is considered the gold standard. The rate of new cases there peaked late last month and are still under 10,000. Fewer than 160 people have died. Tonight, Ramy Inocencio reports on how South Korea slowed the spread.
In South Korea's war against the coronavirus, there's been no shortage of personal protective gear, and just 121 healthcare workers have fallen sick in the whole country, versus more than 200 in Boston alone. For patients, there's been a bed and ventilator for everyone. Test, trace, treat has been South Korea's mantra.
The MERS outbreak of 2015 gave them some experience with, how things can go wrong.
Dr. Jerome Kim says that past epidemic guided future planning, allowing for tracing and identification.
The system for letting people know that they might have been exposed, which is really remarkable. I mean, if you've been to the supermarket, between 10 and 10:15 on the following date, you might have been exposed.
Anyone quarantined must download an app that tracks their movement. Fines for violations run as high as $2,500. The strategy has worked. South Korea and the U.S. reported their first coronavirus cases the same day in January. More than 6 weeks later, South Korea tested 137,000 people, while the U.S. had tested nearly 1,000. A week later, the U.S. had tested 10,000, South Korea 235,000. With New York City now the U.S. epicenter, Kim says it's still not too late for the United States to follow South Korea's lead.
Decisiveness, transparency, clarity of messages, and testing and isolation made the response better.
Ramy Inocencio, CBS News, Tokyo.
In the car park of a baseball stadium on the outskirts of Seoul, they queue for a coronavirus test. This is one of dozens of drive-thrus across South Korea, where from the safety of your car, you can be tested for Covid-19. It takes just a matter of minutes and results are available within 24 hours. Almost 500,000 people in the country have now gone through this process. After inventing the drive-thru, a walk-through version was later created, and together they form part of the most accessible and extensive testing strategy in the world. Up to 20,000 people a day can find out whether they have got the virus or not.
환자분이 이제 검사를 받으러 온 숫자는 보통 오전에 30-40명, 오후에도 30-40명. 그래서 하루에 총 70명에서 80명 가량 내원을 하고 있습니다.
South Korea's trace, test and treat approach was rolled out within days of its first confirmed cases. Just over 2 weeks later, it levelled off an outbreak centred on thousands of infections from a church congregation. The government had fast-tracked test kits into mass production.
계속적으로 이제 어쨌든 선별진료소는 방역의 최일선에 있기 때문에 계속적으로 저희가 이거에 대해서 방역에 최선을 다하고 있지만 최근에 또 입국자에 대한 강화나 이런 부분들이 되면서 보건소에서도 인력을 충원해서 지금 대처하고 있는 중입니다.
While other countries, including the UK, question the accuracy, feasibility and value of testing on this kind of scale, South Korea is sticking to a system which so far is proving